Today is a fun day.
Yeah, it is. It's a Monday.
We had a blast with Meryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was I got to say, Mark, I really appreciate you pushing the boundaries of what we do. And God darn it. Sorry about that. My alarm just went off.
No one heard it.
All right, good. But yeah, that was fun to do that round robin improv thing we did.
Yep. And you were in a mood today too, which helped a lot. You were definitely Mr. Sassy.
Yeah, I thought that we all kind of flowed together. It was a nice combination of fun frivolity and a little bit of in-depth
and vulnerability. Meryl really stepped up to the plate and shared herself fully. Like, she talked about some pretty sensitive things, I thought. And I love the human side of the Moped Outlaws podcast, especially with a charismatic, fun-loving, entertaining, funny, sexy, powerful woman like Meryl.
And one of the tribe.
Sis, hallo?
Levin.
Zeker wegen them.
Wil je iets niet, joh?
Two outlaws on the lam, taking the back roads through America.
You can't drink enough coffee for this show.
And now it's time for Monday Madness with the Moped Outlaws, Greg and Mark.
And we're live with another episode of Moped Outlaws. And we're here with our very special guest, Meryl. I forgot your last name.
Klemow. I was going to brief you before, but yeah.
Well, I looked at it and I was like, I do not want to mispronounce this. So tell us how you pronounce it.
And I realized I probably should have waited for the big intro, but now I'm already here. So it's Meryl Klemow.
Klemow,
no,
awesome.
We don't have big intros. Yeah.
Yeah, it was as if I just came out of the curtain and now I have to pull the curtain back and now I'm here again.
I see you ready to take notes on us. You've got your pen.
I'm ready.
You're going to cancel us if we say the wrong thing?
No, you're already canceled in my book in a good way.
Hey,
awesome.
By the way, your pre-cancel culture site is down.
I know. It's not anything conspiracy wise. It's because I'm too lazy and I didn't follow through with my own business.
Got it.
You got canceled.
Yeah, I don't know how people stick with things that they launch. I'm bad at that. I always need another partner to do stuff along with me because I'll have these big ideas and then about 3. Yeah, you're like that. See, it's good to have someone to keep you in check because I'll have these great ideas or I think they're great, and then about 4 months later, I just get tired of it and then it just falls to the wayside.
If Greg wasn't driving this moped, it would go nowhere.
See, that's so good. Are you the outlaw portion of it?
No, we're both outlaws. In fact, he's more of an outlaw than me in some ways, but he knows how to start the engine, fire up the thing and steer. And I kind of just get on the back and go for a ride. See, occasionally I'll drive if my internet isn't dead.
That's so helpful too. I partnered with 2 other people for pre-canceled, and they're not going to listen to this because they're spacey, but I love them so much. But they're 2 other artists, very out of this planet type people, and it's that is not who I need to be partners with because they forget the logins to our password and everything is very ethereal. So that's what happens when you have 3 kind of crazy people that run a business.
Right, but here's the thing, all the artists I respect have that grounded element of getting shit done.
I know. That's what I've realized too, is having that too. But yeah.
It's hard. It's brutal.
I know. Yeah, and it's just that that consistency where once I think I lost the password to our pre-canceled Instagram and then we've never logged in again.
It lies there.
Yeah, I'll have a dream for 8 years and then one tiny thing will happen and then I'm I actually don't care that much.
I find that with love relationships. It's oh, I love you. Wait, no, I don't. Sorry.
Oh my God, mine's the opposite. Should I tell you guys really quick?
Yeah, sure. We're here for it all.
This is juicy. I'm currently living. He's not home now, but I'm living with my ex. It's been 9 months since we broke up.
Oh my God, and you're getting the holidays together?
Yeah, we've done all the holidays together, and it's very, my friends don't really like my situation, but he's wonderful, so.
Do you have breakup sex once a week?
No, we actually truly have not. That was one of the issues when we broke up, is we weren't even having like real sex in like months. So yeah.
That'd be so funny if like that's one of the big issues. You break up and then like that starts happening.
I know. Well, we broke up like way back 7 years back. And then during like the breakup time was always like our favorite sexual time. But yeah.
So you guys went through COVID together.
We went through COVID together. Like, I mean, he's wonderful. I like him as a person, but he kind of initiated the breakup, even though I knew it had to happen and I knew it was coming. But like, then like, you know, I love men, but then he didn't really have a plan for our breakup. So then I was like, okay, we broke up on a random Sunday. Like, do you want me to move out? And then he was like, no, please no. And then now it's been like 9 months later. And
wow,
like we've been working on stuff. So, you know,
there's a Christmas movie there.
There definitely is. And he's a postman too. He's a post office guy. So.
I love it. Like, you should start writing the basic outline of the Christmas movie right now.
Yeah, I should. And he collects taxidermy. So like, it's just me and his stuffed fox in this room alone a lot and stuff.
That is crazy. He's a male person. He's a taxidermist.
No, he just collects it. He doesn't do it.
He's an oddities collector. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it kind of does have the signs of, you know, Norman Psycho to it.
Oh, yeah. He's even said that, too. But once again, he would have to have someone to help him carry it out. So I think
well, I'll tell you what, Meryl, maybe we should set up weekly check-ins to make sure you're okay.
I told him before, I'm like, do you promise you won't murder me? Especially if I like move out and stuff. But then we've talked about this at length. I don't think he would murder me.
Especially now that it's
into the
public.
living room and there's plastic on the floor. Just turn around and walk out.
Or if he suddenly decides to want to watch that TV show about the serial killer that I can't remember the name of right now.
Dexter.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I
God,
never watched it. Those kind of psychological things kind of get under my skin, make me feel ashamed about my past. No, that's a joke.
They give me good ideas.
Anybody who's watched Dexter knows what Greg is talking about.
Well, Meryl, wait a minute, though. Because
ask me anything.
You're talking about how you have trouble committing, but you're a stand-up comic. From my own very little experience with it, that is a soul, like there is no one helping you in that thing.
No, I mean, in some ways, I have had some help from other like more established comics. So, you know, I've been lucky in the way that I've had like kind of mentors that have helped me. I've had like one really good one, that this comedian that I love so much, Ian Abramson. I give him a shout out. He's wonderful, and he was the first one where he like sat me down and kind of gave me like true notes and kind of more format that I now still work under. So I've had people, and I feel like I have other peers that I perform with, and they'll help me in terms of telling me about opportunities, or if they just did a show, they'll recommend me to a producer. So I feel like there's stuff that helps me, but in terms of the actual like getting up on stage and dealing with all the emotional and physical stuff that comes with stand-up, you're right. It is a very like loner type thing, which I think is maybe why I like it too, because you have to, no matter what, like go up and do your set, and then it's kind of over for better or worse afterwards, and then it's like on to the next one, you know?
Right.
For some reason, I suspect it's for better in your case.
Aw, thank you. Most times, yes. Sometimes it's been for worse. but I definitely found that like any kind of weird or bad shows I've had have been directly because of like I didn't prepare for them enough. Or, you know, there's been shows that I've kind of been a little bit like, I don't need this, I got this. And then I'm like, I'll just talk to them for 8 minutes. And then I go up and it completely goes sideways. But even that,
hint for you.
Yeah, it's
one of the things I do is I practice developing material in the grocery checkout line with the check.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one.
Because those people will not laugh.
I know. Or if you comment on like what someone's buying, it gets weird. Yeah.
Right. So if you got material and they laugh, you keep that.
That's very good.
I bombed yesterday at the grocery store.
You did? Oh, I'm sorry.
It was okay because I have fun bombing. Like, yeah, I rarely figure out if they don't realize how funny I am. That's their problem.
I've really only seen like one or two other comedians for over like 5 or 6 years. I've only seen one or two people like truly, really, really bomb. to the point where it was like, bad, like bad, where they started turning on the audience and it was just horrible all around. But like, I've seen awkward shows where people just politely laugh and like, or I've seen crowds. I've done shows where there's like 4 people in the audience and it's like, okay, that's just weird and awkward. But there's one show I saw where the guy just like really was not doing well, and then he told the audience that they were acting Caucasian, which like I don't know what that means.
Of course you don't.
And it was it was like a battle of comedy, and then afterwards, like it was so bad, the host got up and said, "Oh, we know one person that's not going to win tonight," and it was just like so bad.
Oh, so it was at a competition even?
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things. There was like 12 of us, and then they paraded us out on stage afterwards, and the audience clapped for us. I think I came in second or third, but this guy was like terrible, and I felt bad for him because I was like, oh, I didn't know it could be that bad. Like, so.
Well, who's that guy from Seinfeld who had the infamous?
Oh, the Kramer. Yeah, Michael Richards. Right? Yeah, that was bad. Oh, that was so awkward and weird.
You know what's really interesting is I heard with Jerry talking about it like a year afterwards, and he said he forgot why he was there. He forgot that he was there for the audience.
Yeah.
And, so it sounds like a very similar thing with this guy you're talking about, like getting all caught up in like, you're against me, or instead of, I'm supposed to be helping you laugh. That's
And I can see very easily how comedy can start to be, even though it's all about trying to make people laugh or, having fun. It could be like a very depressing type of situation. Like you're in a bar all the time, you're by yourself, you're watching your peers get other opportunities or not. So I think you do have a responsibility to still work on like your inner peace and happiness. And it sounds like with this guy, he was already probably, who knows if drugs and alcohol were involved, all that stuff.
He might have walked into the living room that morning. There was plastic on the floor.
He was still living with his ex. Totally.
Do you use this current living situation in your routine?
My God. Yeah, definitely. It has been good. That's almost why I'm like still in it. But it's been when he was my boyfriend at the time, he did not like to come to shows where I talked about how little we had sex and everything. So.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. It's almost like a show like The Odd Couple. Like you could write a TV show about this situation.
Yeah.
Situation comedy about how, the signal for who's having sex tonight, they have to leave a sock on the door or something like that.
Yes.
Like, socks are grody. Like, can it be something cute like the elf on the shelf or whatever? And
one of his taxidermy things or something. Yeah.
Right. If the fox's tail is pointing down, not come in the bedroom.
The fox has to look away in shame.
What does the fox say? All right. So another question just popped in my head. Was that guy really asleep in that clip you posted?
Yes, he was. It was a very sweet, older, little Asian man. And he fell asleep during like a couple. And it was very, very nice where he wasn't being disrespectful. Last week, I actually did a show where another man was sleeping in the audience. What did you say?
I said he was just tired from working on the railroad.
Oh, he was so sweet. Yeah. And so he was like really sleeping, and then he was trying to laugh and stuff. But then last week I did a show and there was a guy wearing a turtleneck who like drunk fell asleep in the audience.
Oh God. Wow. So have you given any thought to hitting the road?
I would love to. That is definitely like something that is on my list for this year and for probably next year. I prefer to do shows outside of Los Angeles, like for sure. I just did some shows in New Orleans and it had a really good time.
Oh, right on.
I've done like 1 or 2 shows in Austin. I'm from the East Coast originally, so I would like love to go back there. And, obviously New York is on everyone's like wish list. But to me, I'd rather do more of like I don't know, just send me to some weird place in Texas.
Peoria.
Yeah, yep. So like Minneapolis, I'm really wanting to go to. So yes, that is on my list.
Well, I hear that Joe Rogan's club that he opened is like comedy heaven.
Yeah, people love it. Yep. So that is for.
Is that in Austin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mothership or something, I think it's called.
Yeah, Mothership. And part of what I've heard is like all the things that comics want, like a timing where you could see when your time's coming up for stage time.
Yeah.
Right there by the door, a small light lighting the way to the stage, just things that.
The little details that if you've ever been through the slog of trying to get a good comedy comic appearance happening,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, there's a club in San Diego that's really great that just opened up or just refurbished called Mic Drop. And it's like the little things where in their green room, they have a glass case of candy and they have condoms in it too. And it's like, even just those little stupid things make people so excited. And then I think each show you get like $150 as like a group towards it. And so just seeing comics so excited that they could afford like a $12 drink is like, it's those little things that make people really excited.
So do you think condoms are really important to comedians? I mean, comics, it just seems like that's for rock and roll lead singers. But
I know we don't have a lot of, I think they're important in general because I think there's too many children on the planet.
Okay. Got it.
I think like all types of prevention for people having too many babies is important.
Right. But how many comics are having sex in the green room? I mean,
not a lot. They're not even having sex in general. Look at me. I'm living with my ex for 9 months. Yeah.
Well, from what I heard, Louis C.K., like he had sex in the green room.
Right. He just showed people his own.
Well, that wasn't really sex, though.
Yeah. It was just
that was masturbation sex. Just ask your mother, Teresa. She'll tell you.
Yeah.
God.
But it's almost like all the comics I know, including myself, are like little children. So just having condoms, and it's like, I don't know, everyone reacts the same way like a 7-year-old would.
It's like a party favor.
Yeah. We're not using it for adult purposes.
So have you done any screen roles or anything involving like TV or film?
Some stuff, yeah. I just had my friend had a pilot come out. This is so funny, but it was on Asian. They're Asian, and it was called A Brand New Yay. And so it ended up being on like an Asian TV channel. So I was the main woman in that, where they like give someone a makeover. I played a widow. And then they like remake me and stuff. So that was cool. And then I've been on a bunch of times. I have friends that will ask me to be on, they'll be on the shows like The View, or there was one on CBS called Face the Truth, where I played like a hot mess that they had to make. I'm on a lot of makeover shows because I think people really want to make me over. So that was one where they came and filmed me eating rotisserie chicken, and like just like a cave woman, like I was a whole mess. And then I appeared in the studio audience afterwards, and I came out in high heels, and like everyone clapped. So yeah,
that's so fun. Wow.
It was very geeky, but I don't know if you guys know who the actress Vivica Fox is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She's the main woman of that show, and she was like so nice, and I was like not flirting with her, but we were telling jokes, and she winked at me at some point. I'm like, oh my God, is Vivica Fox flirting with me?
If she was, would you be interested?
Yeah.
If she was, would you be interested?
No, probably not. I don't like women, but I mean, with Vivica Fox is different. I could probably be talked into anything she wanted to do.
Powers of seduction are strong.
Exactly.
So you're willing to sleep your way to the top.
Yeah, to the middle or something. Yeah, if it's Vivica Fox, maybe not with like Woody Allen or anything, but.
Oh God.
Well, you're probably too old for Woody Allen.
I know, that's true, and not related enough, right?
Yeah.
So are you like AFTRA or SAG or something? Are you getting like
No, and I'm actually happy during this time I haven't been SAG. Like that is something that I've kind of held off for, because a lot of the roles that I've been doing have just been like non-union. Some of my friends are here, but then that is something I was looking into. But honestly, the past couple of years, I've been very grateful to not have anything SAG related. So I've been able to kind of jump on a little bit more.
Got it.
Are you from Philadelphia?
I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And are your parents still around?
Yep, I love them very much. And they just moved, they've just retired to San Diego. So
oh, wow.
that is something I talk about a lot in comedy, is like being extra close with them. Like we're very, very too close.
Yeah, maybe you'll end up moving back in with them.
No, believe me. Well, no, they said I have 3 weeks with them if I wanted to live with them.
3 weeks that you can use, and then once it's up, you're done.
Then I have to go. Yeah, no, they
bye-bye.
said you need to fly out of the coop, because they know that I would like still live inside of them.
Yeah, I would too.
I know. Where are you guys?
We're in Northern California, not far from San Francisco.
Oh, nice.
A place called Marin County.
I know exactly where that is. Okay, so other Californians in the house.
That's right.
We're about to get disturbed, but it'll be very quick.
What's happening? Are you getting a package delivered?
Something's happening. My dog behind me is scratching themselves. You could probably hear that too. It's actually not my dog. I'm dog sitting for my friend Tomas. And you're muted, Greg, just so you know, you're muted. And well, do you have aspirations? Like what, as you stand in the mirror and say your affirmations? Mm-hmm. Those are my affirmations, by the way.
Oh, I love those. I wish I could read them.
I'll read them to you if you want. Maybe not on the air.
Okay, afterwards, I want to hear them.
But when you do that, do you like have a vision for yourself? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
That is such a good question.
Is there something beyond campfire shit show podcasts?
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Beyond. Yes. I dream a little bit bigger than that. Not as big, but, my goal, it sounds so weird, but it's not like a specific, like stand up this or that. It's always like to be kind of expressing myself in the moment as much as I like in the medium that feels right to me. I mean, that sounds like such a bullshit answer, but like I've been hyper specific in the past my whole life about like career things and things I wanted to do. Like for a while it was music industry and I worked at a venue, and it was more podcasting, and that's what it's been the past couple of years. And now it's more comedy. But for this, like, it's not really like I will have little things here and there, like performing in New Orleans was a big like dream of mine. But for the most part, it's more to be like connected and aligned with more of like my general purpose. And I don't feel like I've found that completely yet, to be quite honest, but it seems like it's shifted over the past couple of years. And
shifted in what way?
Shifted in a way that I find myself being less like people pleasery and doing a bunch of jobs just because I like could do them, or because in my past lives, I have done that. So I really feel like the past couple of years, I mean, I think the pandemic did this for all of us too, but I've really been like, what is my identity? What am I just doing because I like think it's a projection of what people want from me versus like what actually makes me happy?
If it's any consolation, I was up at 3 a.m. throwing the I Ching and asking it, who am I?
Yeah. And I don't like who am I being associated like with one job or what brand or something. You know, I think it could be multifaceted.
Did you find part of this shift was shifting from supporting other people's dreams to supporting your own?
100%. That's a really, really good one. Is I found like, even with our podcast, we were constantly having people on, and I think I was more trying to like attach myself to them or become friends with them and like just osmosis, like become successful or something. And then I'm like, wait, this is going to be more of a solo endeavor. So yeah, it's been like really figuring out. And in the past couple of years, I am not quite sure. I don't feel like I'm using my, like, I'm not tapped into my like greatest, highest self yet, but I'm a work in progress.
The life coach in me is just dying to start down that road with you, but I promise, Greg, I won't do that on our show.
Thank you.
I feel like I'm easily moldable, but I'm very like, I'm not. I feel like I'm just like a lump of clay right now.
Well, I'm wondering, what I was attempting to ask before my world erupted. Do your parents support your life and the choices?
Beyond, like so much, to the point where maybe has made me a little bit complacent, where I feel like I'll always just get to things I'm good at, but not really go to like the great level of things, where they're like beyond supportive and very proud of me at every turn. So they need to be I need a little more shame to work harder.
Oh, that's so funny. I've just been listening to this book about Paul Simon, and his mom said to him, "You have a good voice, but Artie has a fantastic voice."
Whoa.
And he's all, obviously that's lived for me for a while, because, you know, that was like 20 years after his mom said it. It's still.
Whoa. So yeah.
Well, she's right.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah. Paul Simon, yeah, I know. He has good lyrics.
He's got great lyrics. Oh my God.
Oh, he's a fantastic musician. He's one of the great gifts of the 21st century. I think. But she's dead on. Art Garfunkel, Artie, as she was affectionately called him, has such a masterful voice, or had such a masterful voice.
Was he, have they both passed away, or?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't think either one has.
Right. Okay, good.
I know. I made that implication accidentally. Sorry, Artie.
But you know that feeling, I don't know if you guys feel this or not, but a lot of times I'll be like, do I want to live on a farm somewhere, or do I want to go to like a small town? But then I'm like, and then what? And like, you know, that feeling, which I think is kind of confusing.
Yeah, I think part of what I've been tripping on with success is that joyful feeling and having this idea, okay, if this comes, then I will be joyful as that. And realizing, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
Life still is going to exist.
Exactly. I think now I have like the grateful feeling already. Like I'm starting on a foundation of like feeling a lot of gratefulness, and I like nature and I like all that stuff. And I'm not really waiting to be like, oh, there's an outside thing that's going to show me I'm someone. Like I already feel like I'm here and, doing just fine. But it's that other, it's like the outward expression.
So you've talked about your higher self and things like that. Do you have a spiritual element to your process in life?
Oh my gosh, yes. I think for me, it's walking. Like, I walk a lot, and I definitely try to notice nature. And I think that really grounds me and just connects me to like not being so in my head about like my own experience, or, that makes me feel like I'm already part of something bigger. And yeah, for me, like nature is like probably the biggest thing, and just being alone in nature. And spiritually, I think like I'm not guilty, or I am guilty of this, but not like eating well, or like I haven't been on my eating game. But to me, like at the times when I was juicing and drinking lemon water and stretching, like I was getting a lot more kind of creative downloads. And I really do think for some people, if you're really sensitive, like what you eat completely really does affect you like so much. I know some people can eat steaks and eat like crazy stuff and just go and perform and be fine, but for me there's like a direct kind of like stream that is flowing when I'm being really healthy.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking like, gosh darn, I just forgot his name, Chris Farley.
Oh yeah, I know. I wish I could be more like that.
Well, but here's the thing: like obviously, like in John Belushi before him, and there's been plenty of high-level performers whose life imploded because. Yeah,
Elvis. I feel like if I had like real fame, I would be Elvis, like eating peanut butters and bananas on the toilet.
Fried sandwiches.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Yeah. And I've had to stop myself. That is definitely a big part of stuff, like after a show, whether it goes not great or great, like not coming home and like stuffing myself with food,
Yeah, I found that when I was doing stand-up for a while, even like if it was a great show, I'd have all this energy.
Yeah.
And I'd eat garbage
Yeah, because you just want to like take yourself and kind of calm yourself. But yeah.
So trying to find a way to be with that energy in a healthy way, that's a good challenge.
Yeah. But like I love that this is going this place too, but I definitely always consider myself like kind of a spiritual seeker, and like I've always had that since I've been little, and my mom would always have to tell me not to kind of like I would want to go into a library and find like the Zen Buddhist books, or that's always been a side of me that's really interested in that kind of stuff.
So how do you bring that into stand-up comedy?
I really try to take time before and get quiet and visualize just like what I'm doing and what's my purpose. And then when I hear from people, whether it's like friends or audience members, like how it affects their mood, like how just comedy, I really try to take that in, and I'm like, okay, someone else is having like an experience where they need to laugh or they need uplifting. And so that is like my service, it sounds so pretentious, but I try to really think about that, and also really trying to take the ego as much as possible out of it. Of course, like we're all crazy like ego addicts and stuff, but for me, like trying to get over it. And if I have a show where I'm like going up first, or they spelled my name wrong, or something, just realizing like, okay, you can be professional, but you don't have to be like, this is not all about you.
Yeah, I think part of what I love with comedy is it's a real celebration. It's like being at the best party when it's going well.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, that's what and like moving to LA and doing comedy, it's like you're in the mix with like other all egos too. And so it's like, whoa, that definitely kind of sometimes feels like I'm getting like knocked over a little bit. And so just kind of like trying to stay strong in my roots. And I think having like family, and I have very, very long time friends that like from second or third grade that I feel like they're a big part of my spiritual practice, just because they are almost like me, and you know, we know each other so well. So that's definitely something that's like I cherish.
So have you gone to the store?
Yeah. Yep. I've done the main room 2 times, and then the small room a bunch of times. It's cool. It was really cool.
All right. Damn. So you really are, you're working it.
I'm working my little way. Yeah, I'm working my way. I've been lucky in the way that there are some great producers and great promoters. Another tough part here, which I'm sure you've had too, is like there's a lot of bringer shows where like you can do these shows, but a lot of times they'll require you to bring 7 or 8 people. You know, it's that kind of
Or
like,
they sell you tickets that you then resell or something.
Yeah. And in the first couple of months, it was like Girl Scout cookies, where I was just buying my own tickets and then trying to like pawn them off on people. So that's also my next kind of like hopeful thing that I bring in, is a little bit more of like an organic fan base, or more just kind of like normal people that just want to go to shows, other than like begging my same 4 friends to come.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about the relationship between vulnerability and good comedy. Like, is it really important to be totally like out there, or does inhabiting a character actually work better for you? Which way do you think it goes?
That's really good. I think for me, like starting with vulnerability of like, okay, what are the things I'm super vulnerable about? Like probably my weight, my eating, my, you know, lack of intimacy, connection and stuff. And those things, like it takes confidence to be able to be like, I'm going to stand on stage and do it. But for me, people tend to feel sad for me if I just go up and I'm like vulnerable. I have to more craft it into a character, you know, and it's like, okay, and this is already like true, but I'm more of a person that's like, okay with being a little bit chubby, or like, I hate children, and it's like to the max amped up, you know? So it's like, it's already there, but it's like covered in like candy shells of just, for me, a character. Because
what's the secret to taking that vulnerability and transparency and shifting it into something that's funny?
I think it's like individual for everyone, but for me, it's like, it's trying to find the angles and going past what we already think about. Like, you know, going past like, okay, say I'm like, whatever, overweight, like the normal thoughts, the groove that people would already have is like, I shouldn't go out in public, or like I should feel bad about myself for this. And then like, what's 8 steps past that of like, what's different angles that people wouldn't feel? So it's almost, to me, like I take a situation of like, I don't really like children, or I knew I didn't want to have children. And it's like, okay, but like, how soon could I have thought that? Okay, I thought that I knew 3 days, I was a 3-day-old and I knew I didn't want to have kids, or like, you know, like going through different things of kind of like, this is the statement and the vulnerable piece. And then this is like the alternative ways that like, you know, you see it.
Right. The spin.
I got this image in my head of you going out on stage with the song Pride of the Valkyries playing and making a peanut butter and banana sandwich and eating it to the tune of Pride of the Valkyries.
Oh my God, I would love that. And I just throw the banana peel at the audience at the end.
That sounds a little Andy Kaufman-esque.
I realized that too, which was part of why I didn't say it before, but then I did say it because I can't keep anything brilliant like that down.
and like taking the things too, like that you hate that make me so mad. Like I hate hummus. I hate, you know, like, or like on the inverse side, like I really like ugly men. Like that's my type of man. And so I talk about that on stage, just things that like kind of make you. And for me, that's like, I love hearing that from other people too.
Look, I just had a spark of an idea.
Yeah.
Are you okay with it? What if you like part of the routine is you're talking about ugly man and you invented an app that you swipe left for the guys you want to go out with?
Oh, I love that. Like it's like just rejects. I love that.
Yeah.
I actually had a show where like 2 guys, I said I like ugly men, and 2 guys started to get into a fight of like who was uglier in the audience. I'm like, that is such a difference between men and women too. Is like the guys were like standing up being like, he's uglier.
You know, the other thing would be is if you got Tinder to once someone had 10,000 swiped lefts on themselves, you got an email with their contact information.
I love that.
So what do you do when you have those moments of small hopelessness? Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. Eat a big block of cheese. but then I move past that. And then I really, really, really get into action where I'm like, okay, like I'm normally busy at my own kind of other jobs, like as a freelancer. And so I think I don't let myself sit around and wallow a lot. And I also do put myself out there. Like I'm not afraid to get rejected. I've applied for festivals where I have gotten in. I've applied to like comedy festivals where I haven't gotten in. And like that moment of rejection, I feel like just like an animal, I kind of just let it process. Like I'll go for a walk or I'll let it kind of like physically go through me of just like, but I also make sure I feel that pain of like, it is rejection or it is a feeling of like being a loser and stuff. And so then, but I really do try to process things like pretty quickly.
Do you have any regular gigs besides LA Girl for your?
Yeah. So my main job is I work in podcasting. So that's been my job since 2016. I work at a podcast production company. Oh, wow. And then I help people launch their podcasts. And then I have a bunch of awesome clients that I help them. I like write for their podcast, which is also really good. I think kind of just keeps me active of writing in general. And then like the ability to write in other voices, other people's tones.
How has that experience helped you with your own podcast?
It has helped in the way where I've seen mistakes that other podcasters have made of, just not keeping regular with their own podcasts, their own schedules. Also, sometimes like there'll be a guest that we've had on that then I would recommend to another show. So just kind of like overall being part of a bigger network.
Got it.
Regularity.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that Greg has really, really brought to the table in this partnership. He has made sure that we have been on the air every week for 3 years without fail.
Wow. And it really takes something. And that's like, it's honestly, Greg's like sweating now.
It's fun because next week we're recording our Christmas special. That's because our podcast launches on Monday, and I'm excited this year because it's on Monday. It's going to come out on Monday.
Oh, fun!
The guy we're doing it with is like he's canceled and rescheduled and done like all these shenanigans, and I don't even know if he's going to make it. Like, but I love the idea of this. Like every week, showing up for this is like the highlight of my
week. It'll be a Christmas miracle if he comes. But I think that for what I'm not able to kind of do with like the whole pre-canceled and stay on track that way, I love the idea of having like with my clients. I don't think I've ever missed like one of their, if an episode comes out on a Tuesday or like, I love that kind of thing that you can bet on where like every Wednesday or like just setting things, it helps my brain.
For the work you're doing, helping podcast shows, is part of your responsibility to help them gain audience. From talking to a friend of mine, he said like 10,000's the minimum listenership where revenue's even going to start being talked about. Yeah.
Like all those ad networks and everything are like, great, talk to us when you get 10,000 downloads and stuff. Some of them, I definitely don't do that as part of my like built-in service, just because it is so tough for each client, like building their own. But I will help them with like guest booking, which obviously would help them if they get bigger guests and stuff. And then it's setting them up in all the different channels and everything. But the day-to-day marketing, I tend to like keep away from that, just because, then it's like people expect a lot, or they're looking at the numbers like it's like the stock market or something. And I'm like, oh no.
Then you have to ride the roller coaster with them.
Yeah. And a lot of companies I have will start big because it'll be like their marketing budget as a podcast, and then it will go down after a while if they're not seeing the right kind of things. But I love my clients. I get a lot of really cool. I feel like I only work with like people that I love. And
that's cool. So it sounds like your responsibility is really to help them stay on track as a podcast entity.
Yes.
And the marketing and audience, that'll be either theirs or someone else's responsibility.
Exactly. Yep. And almost like there's also a lot of the kind of that nitty gritty, like picking where I have one client that does have ads, and then like where her 3 ad breaks go in, and, just like writing the show notes and making sure everything's like listed and all that stuff.
Do you do that for your own show?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yep, that I'm able to do. Bo, my podcast partner, he does like the editing, and then I load it up all in and put all the stuff there. And
wow,
it sounds like you really love that, and then you're doing pretty good with that.
Yeah, there's like a part of my brain that needs that. I think that's even as much as I kind of like the like on stage stuff. I think I need both elements of it. More.
Yeah, that grounded day-to-day work thing. And
yeah,
the fly high, super stratospheric ride to the stars when people love you for who you really are.
I love it.
And funny.
Yeah. Hey, have you given any thought to writing, producing, presenting your own shows in Southern Cal?
Like own comedy shows?
Or even for streaming / TV, kind of like the Whitney Cummings path,
Yeah, I have not given much thought to it. I've given 7 seconds of thought to it, and that was right now. But
yeah. Well, here's why I bring it up, because part of what I'm hearing is your love for being on stage in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But you also love the administrative / producer aspects of getting a show on the boards.
Yes, 100%. Oh my God, you guys are like what I love this. This is helping me.
Well, write it down. No.
It was so funny because even just before I was like just Googling like single family farms to live in by yourself. I'm like, this sounds a lot better of a plan to like actually do something.
Oh my God.
Yes, the quickest way to
have your farm on, Kauai that you go to for a few months and then you come back.
Yeah. I always think that way where I'm like, I'll research stuff. I'm like, why don't I just actually like put in some effort, and then I can afford a farm.
Well, like you said too, there is that aspect of this dream's alive in you. And if you find yourself in bumfuck nowhere on a farm, still dreaming, but now you're thousands of miles away from the epicenter.
Yes. And I think we all have a level too of like, not fear of success, but of like, okay, I think I can go like this high, and then allowing yourself to almost like take it to the next level.
I just this week was contemplating, because I'm 61 years old.
Wow.
There's an element of attempting a career in the entertainment industry at this age is ridiculous. So I thought, it's kind of like a race. Like, will I make it or will I die first?
I know. I feel that way a lot too. But I still feel like people can nowadays, like I think it's not as like a death sentence as it once was in entertainment. And especially with like commercials. And I think I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of opportunity.
There is. And I think, as you said earlier, there is the just personal responsibility of one's happiness, which really has nothing to do with the outward choices. Like, no matter what choices we have in our life, we're going to have this challenge of inner happiness.
Yes. I think that is definitely something that I even thought that the other day. I was at an event and we got like very nice, but we got gifted these very expensive, like $600 shoes, which are so nice. But my immediate thought was like, I don't care. I just want my Payless shoes. And so I have a feeling too that I really think this is the happy portion of life, of like living somewhat middle class, but you have enough, you're safe, and like you have enough for your bills and your family. But like, I think like too much or too below is a struggle, but like, yeah.
Yeah. And as I was saying last week with another guest, I have a couple friends who are very well off and they have problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Except having a personal chef would definitely solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, no more of those bacon fried peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah, I would have them make like organic peanut butter for me and stuff. So
I did see this one interview with George Clooney. He opens up his fridge and there's all these boxed salads and stuff that his chef had just made. And I was like, there's some elements to wealth that seem.
Yes, that is definitely worth it. And like being able to get a massage or acupuncture, like, yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, us poor people, we have to be at death's door before neighbors start bringing us food.
Or like I do the budget version of everything in LA. Like I'll go to all these weird massage clinics and stuff, and so I like live the lavish life, but it's all on a very like weird.
It's like going to dental school for your dental treatment.
Yeah. I used to live in San Diego, and I knew people that would go to Mexico all the time for their dental work, and then they would come back and always have issues. But
Yeah.
Wow. You're just so effervescent, Meryl.
oh, thank you.
Like, it's just a joy to be around you. And I know Greg hates this, but the only thing I can think of right now is we should do some improv right now.
Yes, let's do it. Yes, and
All right, so we're going to start with this. We're going to do this rotating. Like, we're going to do things where one person gives the other two a scenario and two characters, and then calls time when things hit the skids. Right.
Okay.
So we're going to start with you. You're the director.
Okay, I'm the director.
And you're going to give Greg and I each personas and a scenario.
Okay.
And then we're going to go for it. And it's like 3 minutes tops, but you like cut us if we hit the skids. Just get us.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
And then then it'll be Greg's turn, and then it'll be my turn. We'll go 3 rounds, and that'll be it. Are you okay with this, Greg? Say yes
Should
or
I
no.
make up names for you each?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
No, I'm not okay with it, but I'll do it.
Great. He's grumpy guts.
Okay, I love it.
All right, you're up, Meryl. Give it
Okay,
to
I'm
us.
ready. Okay, Mark, you're actually named Slavic.
Okay.
And you are a 29-year-old superstar. And Greg, you are Marcel, and you are Slavic's parrot trainer.
Parrot?
Parrot trainer. Yep, you've come in to train his pet parrots are like out of control.
Okay.
But there's an underlying sexual chemistry between you guys.
What's Greg's character's name?
Marcel.
Okay.
Yep, and he's a professional parrot trainer, and he's here. Slavic has had some like really big parrot issues.
Okay, and action. Marcel, I am so glad you've come to my wonderful house. It's so beautiful. Look at all of the colors. And my parrots, they're beautiful, but they're pooping everywhere and they say the bad words all the time. Can you please help me?
Yeah, I'm glad you called me. I'm here. So Slavic, the first thing I'd say is you have to really connect with your parrots, okay? You need to sit on the couch and watch the shows they want to watch, okay? Mimic the conversations they want to mimic. You need to parrot your parrots.
Oh, I think that's brilliance. Marcel, you're beautiful. Your soul is shining through. I have these feelings inside I can't explain. Please sit on my couch with me and demonstrate.
I'd love to. So what we need is a cup of tea. Does any of your parrots make tea?
I will have my chef make the tea.
Okay, I didn't know you had a chef.
Bring us the tea. Which kind would you like, Earl Grey or chamomile?
I like peppermint. You don't have peppermint?
I will make him find peppermint. Bon, get the peppermint tea. It's almost Christmas. We should have it anyway. Oh, I can't believe this. I'm so embarrassed.
So
Please sit
Slavic,
down.
your accent's interesting. What part of the world are you originating from?
I have 2 parents. They're from different parts of the world. One raised me nearby Russia, and the other, I don't know where we were. I was stoned.
So you never met your second parent?
No, I just don't remember them.
Do you know their name?
Gertrude was my mother, and Rex. I think Rex was his name, my father's name.
So, I feel like I just really need to father you, be the parent in your life.
Oh, Daddy, yes.
Who's your daddy?
And scene. That was good. I was hoping it would go the father road too. That's so funny. I was hoping that there would actually be no parrots, and he brought him here to tell him he was his father.
That would have been a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah. Good job, everyone.
So was that more fun than you thought, Greg?
Yeah, I love doing this stuff.
Okay. As the director, I have to come up with a name for you, Greg. Greg, you are...
we're really going to go through... Okay, yeah.
We're going to do 3 of these. We got time. We're going to do it quick. You are Hans. No. You're James. and you are a accomplished singer who's left a band, who wants to go on his solo career. And okay, and then Meryl, you are a talent agent who wants to place him with your polka punk band, and he's coming in to discuss working with you.
Okay.
And what's Meryl's name?
Oh, Sabina.
Sabina.
And 3, 2, 1, scene.
Hi, is this James?
Yeah, Sabina.
Yeah, this is actually Sabina's assistant. Hold on one second. Let me get her.
Okay.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, Sabina, it's James.
Yeah, James. Okay, I got Kanye coming in like 4 minutes. I just wanted to tell you, I really like your stuff. I saw that you left. I know Simon Cowell said those terrible things about you. Don't listen. I got this polka punk band, the Pierogies, and we're wondering if you'd come out with us on tour.
Yeah, but is polka really like at the level I want to play at?
Oh yeah, kids love it. It's huge on TikTok. The ones and twos, whatever. It's great. We're gonna make it great.
Yeah, but I think I'm kind of bigger than social media, don't you?
Everyone does. James, you don't. I mean, I read the articles about you. I know the kind of the drama that happened on tour, with you and that pair.
Some of that was hearsay, though. Some of that didn't really happen.
Well, no, we're going to make the polka punk movement happen, and I need you. And if you don't, I'm actually I have some texts of yours that I'm going to leak.
Well, wait a minute, though. You just said Kanye's coming in. Like, couldn't I do something with him?
Let me ask him. Yeah. He said no. He said hell no. But he's open to the polka punk. That might be his next album if you join us.
Well, wait a minute, though. Can you tell Ye that I believe in Jesus?
He actually said he's Jewish now. So yeah, no.
Hey, that's so weird. I too am Jewish.
Okay, well, that's what Jews love is the polka punk band, the pierogies. It's part of our culture.
I just feel that's so like underground 90s. I don't see that.
That's what's back. Have you seen the Y2K movement, bro? Come on, where are you living?
Okay, all right. So you feel like I can really trust you on this?
Yeah, and don't worry about the terms. Like, with our agency, we do take 95%, so you're lucky to have that 5%.
5%? Wait a minute here. Like, fuck, I shouldn't have fired my manager. What a fucking time for all this.
And scene.
We got him. He signed.
I just want to commend both of you for that. That was brilliant.
Thank you. I felt it.
Being in the audience.
He's about to sign on.
Greg, you far exceeded my expectations for you.
Aww. Greg is sweating.
And Meryl, my expectations were for high for you, and you definitely met
Thank
them.
you. I definitely came in right beneath
the whole
it.
bringing Ye in and the whole Jesus Jewish thing, like that's hilarious. All right, Greg, you are the producer, director, and writer here.
Come on, Greg.
All right. Sandy, you're female. Oh, Meryl, you're the Sandy, the female rabbi.
Oh.
And Mark, you're Yitzhak, who you want to convert to Judaism. And you're, as old as you are now. And Sandy's letting you know you have to be circumcised. And it's got to, happen for you to become Jewish. Okay, you guys ready? And wait, Sandy, and you can be asking him, you want to find out why does he want to be Jewish? Like what especially in this current environment, so you want to see, is this for real? Is there some underpinning things?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and go.
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hello?
Hi, Sandy. Thank you so much for seeing me.
It's actually Rabbi Sandy, but thank you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Rabbi Sandy. How did you come to be named Rabbi Sandy?
First of all, shalom. It's shalom.
Oh,
And
shalom.
second of all, that was the Instagram handle that was available to me.
Got it.
So that's what I took.
Well, I'm so glad you'll see me because I'm really, I've had an epiphany. I got back from Coachella and it just kept gnawing at me every night. I need to join Judaism. I want to convert.
Hold on, let me get out my files. Okay, exactly what drugs did you take at Coachella?
I think it was just weed, pot, acid, Molly. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm seeing this year we actually do have like one opening for stone Jews, like the cocaine Jews are all out.
Oh, I don't know. No, I don't like cocaine.
Okay, now may I ask, what do you know about Judaism so far?
Well, I know that they're the chosen people, and that there's good reason for that. And as my understanding it from my esoteric studies is that they're if to actually get into the kingdom of heaven at some point, I need to be part of Judaism, and I don't want to miss out on the party in heaven.
Okay, now name your favorite Jewish old time singer. Barbara Streisand answers only.
Does Don Rickles count?
Nope.
Matisse Yahoo?
He's kind of a dick, but that's okay. That's good. He's horrible in real life. Yep, that's okay.
Does Bob Marley count because he's part of the 13th tribe?
Yeah, we'll take him in. Basically, anyone, if secret to Judaism is anyone who's successful can be considered a Jew.
Got it.
You'll learn that quickly. Now, how do you feel about cheeseburgers?
Well, I like them, but I don't know how to tell if they're kosher or not.
Okay, you're going to have to give those up completely. Separately. 1 week you'll be eating the burger,
Okay.
1 week is the cheese.
Okay. It's worth it. I think it's worth it. I'm really committed to this. Anything to stop these dreams that I have every night about becoming Jewish.
Okay, now the most important thing is how does your penis look?
What? I mean, I haven't had any complaints. It's straight. It's not very big, but it's straight.
Is there extra hooding? Are you picking up what Rabbi Sandy's saying? Is there, do you tip the waitress?
Actually, I'm still wearing a hoodie.
You're still wearing a hoodie. Okay, that's going to be an issue.
What? What does that mean?
That means Judaism, you're going to have to really pull back all the layers. We snip the tip here. Have you heard of something called a bris?
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's quite a sacrifice. I really want this. Can you do it now for me right here before I lose out on my courage? Can you do it right now?
I have been ordained to do it. All I have is a blowtorch, and I'm going to have to do it that way.
We are not going to Rabbi Sandy Brisk.
So silly.
I just want to say to anyone who's Jewish who happens to hear this podcast that I have a deep love and respect for your spiritual practices and your culture, and anything that I may have said that would have been offensive, I am sorry. And other than that, I have lots of friends who are Jewish. And
I'm Jewish.
Some of my best friends are Jewish.
That's one of those. Yeah, I'm like, oh, you're taking me back to what I was saying in 2020 and stuff about.
Well, when you opened up with the prayer, I was like, oh, fucking.
Yeah, come on. I'm Jewish, and we have good senses of humor about everything.
Yeah.
Well, almost. It seems like our political people are not so humorous.
I know. Yeah, I know. We don't claim. I just like the neurotic entertainment Jews. Those are my type.
I feel very insecure about my Germanic heritage right now.
See, our ancestors, this is all they would have wanted, is for us to be podcasting together and me blowtorching your penis tip off.
Really?
I think we've developed a new OnlyFans channel.
Honestly, oh my gosh, people would love it.
The blowtorch Brisk. I like it.
That's the title of your next album, Meryl.
Blowtorch Brisk.
Damn. So how much of your Jewish culture did you like candle last night?
No, I'm a bad Jew. I think if I had more family out here, I'd probably be more involved. My family on the East
You're an
Coast.
hour away.
I'm 2 hours away, but I mean, now I need to get more involved. But growing up, I definitely was way more into the customs. I went to little Jewish camp, which my German friend here, don't get any ideas, but I went to little JCC, the Jewish Community Day Camp, and that was really fun. And I got kicked out of Hebrew school 2 times because one time I did sneak a cheeseburger in.
So were you raised kosher?
No. Nope. We were very like chill about it. We were not very like we would celebrate all of the like main holidays like Hanukkah and stuff, but not super strict.
Well, you are a tattooed Jew, which is...
I am tattooed. I have 2 tattoos. I've only dated non-Jewish boys. Even in like the Jewish camp, I managed to find the one boy there that was not Jewish.
That's brilliant.
Yep. My little shiksa boys, but yeah.
So are your parents like my father towards the end of his life really started leaning into his Judaism. Do you find that with your parents?
Yeah, my dad definitely more so. My mom and I are kind of the same. We're like party time Jews, you know, if there's like food or some type of event, then I'm like a party Jew. But my dad like used to attend the minyan, like 10 people praying together. And then he would do a lot more of that. So he observes more of the high holidays and everything.
All right. Is it important to him about your Jewish life, or is it really just like...
No, I think they've given up on me in every way. Even though they're supportive, like nothing is... Now they're just anything I do, they're like, okay, you're like
this close to being a shiksta.
Yeah. So, no, they don't care. I think they would love if I married like a nice Jewish boy, but at this point, they're just... yeah.
Just live another day, Meryl.
Exactly. That's how they feel. Yep.
All right. Look, I could play with you all morning, and I do have another commitment that is calling me. But there's a very important question that Mark and I ask of all our guests. Before we go there, are there some things that you'd like to shout out, give promotion to? Like, how can people find you? Obviously not with the post culture, that website.
Yeah, no, pre-canceled. Yes, well, first of all, thank you guys so much. I'm shouting out you guys and everything that Mark and Greg do because they're awesome and cool. And then for me, I would say like everything's basically on my Instagram, which is at Meryl, Meryl, and then Klemow, Klemow. And then I have links to the LA Girl, a lot of my podcast stuff. If people are interested in knowing more, they can just message me about that. And then that's where I post all my stand-up stuff too.
All right, cool.
It was really fun hanging out with you. I just have good feelings about your career and what lies ahead. You have such a beautiful heart and an amazing intellect, and you're frickin' funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is so sweet. I really, 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 really appreciate that. That's very nice.
All right, so here we go. Eminem or Foo Fighters?
Eminem for sure.
That was very clear.
Eminem without a doubt.
Wow.
Foo Fighters, like, I think that they're talented, but they actually give me a headache. Dave Grohl, like, I really think he's cool, but, like, I see him and I get a migraine. I don't know why.
All right.
And I think they ritual sacrificed off their drummer, but that's just me.
So have you seen the film 666, Studio 666?
No, I don't want to see it, whatever it is. I don't need that.
God, you got to watch it because that theory.
Why are they putting out a 666 video? Like, that's weird.
You got to watch it because I watched it and like 3 weeks later he was dead.
Really? Yeah. It freaks me out. And yeah. That's all I'll say.
Forget it. All right, Meryl, thank you so much.
Thank you. And even though Eminem's a clone, I was just going to say I like Eminem and his clone version. They're both more talented than the Foo Fighters.
Oh my God, we need to do another episode with you with conspiracy theories.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, that's my number one love. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
All right, and if you're up in the Bay Area, please let us know. We definitely want to come out and support or just have coffee with you.
Cool. Thank you. I definitely will.
Recording stopped.